Okay guys, this is Jupiter, and I want to tell you what I know about Jupiter. Once I get it focused in, I'm going to go run over to grab my Book of Enoch. And bear with me, this is just my iPhone, and I would live stream it, but I have not really much service where I am right now. So that's Jupiter and its moons. I'll be right back. Let me set this remote, hang it. Sorry about it being so shaky, that'll stop. There we go, I'll just leave it now. I'll be right back. Okay. Let me read to you something that we need to make sense of, because we can. But I gotta turn the light on here, so let's see here. Whoa, that's bright. Hopefully that doesn't mess up the shot. Here, you know what, we'll zoom in a little bit. There, how's that? Okay, that's Jupiter, you guys. So, Enoch okay. And I saw a flaming fire, and beyond these mountains is a region, the end of the great earth. There the heavens were completed. And I saw a deep abyss with columns of heavenly fire, and among them I saw columns of fire fall, which were beyond measure, alike towards the height and towards the depth. And beyond that abyss I saw a place which had no firmament of the heaven above, and no firmly founded earth beneath it. There was no water upon it, and no birds, but it was a waste and horrible place. I saw there 7 stars, like great burning mountains. And to me, when I inquired regarding them, the angel said, "This place is the end of heaven and earth. This has become a prison for the stars and the host of heaven. And the stars which roll over the fire are they which have transgressed the commandment of the Lord in the beginning of their rising, because they did not come forth at their appointed times. And he was wroth with them and bound them till the time when their guilt should be consummated, even for 10,000 years." So that was the in chapter 18. Look what it says in chapter 19. This is Jupiter right here on your screen. Okay, look what it says here. And Uriel said to me, "Here shall stand the angels who have connected themselves with women, and their spirits, assuming many different forms, are defiling mankind, and shall lead them astray into sacrificing to demons as gods. Here shall they stand till the day of the great judgment, in which they shall be judged till they are made an end of." So there's one other thing. Chapter 21. It's kind of similar. He says, "And I proceeded to where things were chaotic, and I saw something horrible. I saw there neither a heaven above, nor a firmly founded earth, but a place chaotic and horrible. And there I saw 7 stars of the heaven bound together in it, like great mountains and burning with fire. Then I said, For what sin are they bound? And on what account have they been cast in hither?" Then said Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, and was chief over them, and said, Enoch, why dost thou ask? And why art thou eager for the truth? These are the number of the stars of heaven, which have transgressed the commandment of the Lord, and are bound here till 10,000 years. The time entailed by their sins are consummated. And from thence I went to another place, which was still more horrible than the former. And I saw a horrible thing, a fire there, which burnt and blazed, and the place was cleft as far as the abyss, being full of great descending columns of fire. Neither its extent nor magnitude could I see, nor could I conjecture. Then I said, how fearful is the place, and how terrible to look upon. And Uriel answered me, one of the holy angels who was with me, and said unto me, Enoch, why hast thou such fear and affright? And I answered, because of this fearful place, and because of the spectacle of the pain. And he said unto me, this place is the prison of the angels, and here they will be imprisoned forever. And I should maybe read a little bit in chapter 17, because there's some interesting stuff. I don't have my telescope set right, so it's wandering a little bit. But let's actually zoom out and look at it like that for a while. Okay, this is chapter 17. It says, and they took and brought me to a place in which those who were there were like flaming fire. And when they wished, they appeared as men. And they brought me to the place of darkness. And to, oh, I got a moth here. Hey, buddy. He's trying to read with me. I wish you guys could see that. He's just chilling on the page because I have the light on. He's flying up by my head though. Okay. He says, and they brought me to the place of darkness, and to a mountain, the point of whose summit reached to heaven. And I saw the places of the luminaries, and the treasuries of the stars and of the thunder, and in the uttermost depths, where were a fiery bow and arrows and their quiver, and a fiery sword and all the lightnings. And they took me to the living waters, and to the fire of the west, which receives every setting of the sun. And I came to a river of fire, in which the fire flows like water, and discharges itself into the great sea towards the west. I saw great rivers, and came to the great river and to the great darkness, and went to the place where no flesh walks. I saw the mountains of the darkness of winter, and the place whence all the waters of the deep flow. I saw the mouths of all the rivers of the earth, and the mouth of the deep. So yeah, let me turn my light off here. I wonder if we can see the moon. There's some trees probably in the way. No, maybe not. Let's see. Well, that's a 8-minute video. I don't want to make it a long video, but the point is that these 7 stars, Enoch saw them, but he was told that they were imprisoned in outer darkness. They were imprisoned in Sheol. So, yeah, there ain't much to say about that. They've deceived us. They're spirits, assuming that form so that people like Elon Musk want to go to Mars, and people like NASA want to send things out there thinking that there's some sort of future for them out there. And the way that I understand this story, that is their future out there. But it's not the future that they're looking for. So when you look and see these things, and people like Astronomy Live and reads rhetoric. People like that look at these and they see through their telescopes and they see these things throughout the year going around the sun. Enoch saw that. They were circling let me read that. Let me find that part. It's in the same chapter. I already read it once. Whoops. Okay. It's in chapter 18. It said they were rolling over a fire. I mean, who knows how he's going to word it, right? Sorry. I printed up my own book and the pages are all falling out of it. Okay, here we are. Yeah, look what it says. This place is the end of heaven and earth. That's where darkness is. But it's up in the sky. So, sorry. It says here, or the angel said, this place is the end of heaven and earth. This has become a prison for the stars and the host of heaven. You're looking at it on your screen. It says, and the stars which roll over the fire are they which have transgressed the commandment of the Lord in the beginning of their rising, because they did not come forth at their appointed times. So these wandering stars or planets, 7 of them, because the earth is not a planet, 7 planets, and Enoch wrote pretty detailed about 7 stars that were wandering, and he wrote that they'd be defiling mankind, but they're actually fallen angels taking those forms and assuming those forms, many different forms. Scary things to think about, actually. And yeah, they just launched some Starlink satellites tonight too. I could probably find some if I looked hard enough. All right. The sky's gonna roll up like a scroll, and it's because of all the men trying to go up there, believe it or not. I mean, I'm not asking you to believe me. That's what the prophets wrote. Check out Enoch 67 or 57 if you doubt me. He just straight up says that he saw men flying up there in wagons, and their wagons were so loud it shook the heavens, or it moved the foundations of the earth out of their place. Their flying machines did. The sound from their flying machines. It's a big deal. All right, you guys have a good one.